On August 28, 2014, 32-year-old Timothy Jones murdered all 5 of his children in their mobile home in Lexington, Alabama, after returning home from a trip to Disney World. His middle child, Nathan, who was 6 years old at the time, had blown out 4 outlets while playing. Tim was upset and asked his son to tell him what happened. When Nathan didn't say anything, Tim made him start exercising. He frequently used physical activity as a means to discipline the children. After several hours and still no closer to learning about the outlets, Tim sent Nathan to bed. He went in to check on the boy a few hours later and found Nathan dead. Believing there were no other options, he then went to see his other 4 children. Jones went on to strangle his oldest child, his 8-year-old daughter Mera, and his 7-year-old son Elias with his hands. His 2 youngest children, a 2-year-old son Gabriel and a 1-year-old daughter Abigail, were strangled with a belt because his hands were too big for their necks. Mera's last words were, "Daddy, I love you." After stuffing their bodies in garbage bags, he loaded their remains into his Cadillac Escalade and drove for days through 4 states, sleeping in the SUV with the bodies in the back. He dumped his children's badly decomposed bodies in a desolate part of Camden, Alabama. On September 6, 2014, he was arrested in Smith County, Mississippi, at a police checkpoint after an officer detected a foul odor coming from his vehicle. The officer would later describe it as the smell of death. Blood, maggots, and synthetic marijuana were also found inside the SUV. Jones told investigators that on August 28th, he got into a confrontation with his son Nathan about 4 blown electrical outlets in the living room. He said he wanted to know what happened and pressed his son for answers. When he wasn't satisfied with Nathan's response, he said he began making him do push-ups, squats, and sit-ups for hours. Eventually, Jones said he sent his son to bed. Later, when he checked on him, he told police he found Nathan dead. That's when Jones told investigators the voices in his head took over, telling him no one would believe it was an accident, and as a result, he needed to kill the other 4 children. Nathan was charged with 5 counts of murder. During the trial, Amber Kaiser, Tim's ex-wife, testified that she married Jones because he seemed intelligent and responsible as a college graduate with a good job. His demeanor toward her changed dramatically after they were married. She stated, quote, "I was merely to take care of the children, to keep them out of his way," end quote. After years of neglect and frustration, Amber had an affair with a 19-year-old neighbor, which enraged Tim. The 2 divorced, and Tim got full custody of the children. Kaiser allowed her husband custody of the children because he had a job that paid $80,000 as a computer engineer and had access to a car. She would get a ride to Chick-fil-A in Lexington to see them every Saturday under Jones's supervision. On Saturday, September 26, 2014, after no one had heard from her kids for 9 days, Amber went to the restaurant as police watched. Jones never showed up. In court, the defense painted a portrait of a mind destined for madness by lousy genetics. Jones's mother had been institutionalized with schizophrenia for decades, and he suffered abuse and neglect in the early years when his brain was forming. He also grew up amid domestic violence in his dad's and grandmother's home and had a serious car accident at age 15 that left him with a fractured skull. They claimed his thin grasp on reality was broken by his ex-wife's infidelity, the difficulty of raising 5 young children on his own, and a feeling he was failing to live up to his religious beliefs. Dr. Richard Frierson, who was a court-appointed psychiatrist and wasn't representing or paid by either side, interviewed Jones for a total of 19 hours over 6 days. He concluded that Tim knew it was legally and morally wrong to kill his children and was faking and exaggerating the symptoms of schizophrenia to live with what he did. Frierson instead diagnosed Jones with a substance-induced psychotic disorder caused by his escalating use of synthetic marijuana in the months before the killings. Jones had told Frierson he had a wake and bake habit, smoking up to 5 times a day. Prosecutors showed the jury a series of lists allegedly written by Jones, which appeared to be checklists directing how to mutilate the bodies.
Day 1, burn up bodies. Day 2, sand down bones. And day 3, there's an MB, a smiley face, and it says dissolve and discard.
A jury found Timothy Jones guilty of murdering his 5 young children. Jones showed no emotion as the foreman read the jurors' decision of guilty on all counts following 6 hours of deliberation. He was given a death sentence and is currently on death row at Broad River Correctional Institute in Columbia, South Carolina. He is in the process of appealing his death sentence at the time of this recording.